people get busy gardening and planting on the long weekend. So all week long, Owen's been giving us his top tips. Now, yesterday, Owen, I'm very excited because we learned how to plan our veggie garden.
That's right.
But today, you're going to talk about something called companion planting.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, it's like a matchmaker.
Hey, pretty much. So this is definitely part of your planning for your garden. And the idea is, it's a bit of a fancy term, but plants have their likes and dislikes.
Yeah.
Everything has a spot they like to grow, light, moisture, the kind of soil. And in some cases, they have plants that they like to grow next to, and also plants they don't like to. So we call those companions. And the idea is that by having this system, you can maximize the amount of space you've got in your garden by not putting things that are going to not be happy together close together. And also we can manage the harvest times. And also in some cases, the plants actually help each other grow.
Oh.
So it's all about maximizing the space and how much produce and the quality of the produce that you're getting.
Ooh, I like that. All right, so today we are going to put our audience to the test. We're going to play a game called Friend or Foe. Now, I feel like this game could work in a garden. It could work in so many different things. But today we're doing it gardening. So I'm going to give you, or Owen and I are going to give you a plant combination. And you're going to tell us if they are friends, like they like growing together, or they're foes and they hate being next to each other. All right, so everybody got their paddles ready? Right on. Okay, Owen, we are starting off in something that looks delicious to me.
Right.
We know they go well in cooking, but what are we talking about?
Tomatoes and basil. Do you think they're a friend or a foe?
Friend or a foe? Friend. Overwhelming.
Overwhelming friend? You guys are right.
Nailed
They are
it.
friends.
Yeah.
Good job. So not only are they amazing together for cooking, I mean, this is like a caprese right here.
Just need a little cheese.
Add cheese and you're ready. But they also help each other grow. So tomatoes are a little bit of a later season crop. We're harvesting them in the summer. Basil a little bit earlier. So early harvest with late. Basil also improves the flavor of our tomatoes if they're grown beside each other. So not only when you eat combine them when you're cooking, but even in the garden, they improve the flavor.
Cool.
And the other cool thing with basil, let some of it go to flower. Don't rip it all out once it goes to flower because it attracts insects that eat the bad bugs that can affect tomatoes. So brings in good bugs to eat the bad bugs. So a whole bunch of reasons they work really well together.
That's fantastic. Now, if we were talking about a foe, what wouldn't we want to plant with, say, tomatoes?
We would not want to plant potatoes with our tomatoes.
Okay.
The reason is they're from the same family. These are both deadly nightshades.
Classic family drama.
Right?
Yeah.
And so they basically compete for the same stuff in the soil.
Yeah.
They want the same nutrients. They grow kind of a similar way. And then also you can transfer disease from one plant to the other. So if you get fungus on your potatoes, it can transfer to the tomatoes. So you can definitely grow them in the same, bigger garden, but just put them on opposite ends.
Okay, so you're saying like tomato potato.
Right.
Get it? Yeah. That was the appropriate amount of laughter to that joke. All right, now next up, we're gonna chat about green beans and corn. Do we think these are friends or foes? Okay, I think foes winning.
Okay,
Owen?
interesting.
Are they foes?
These are friends. These are friends. And a few of you that got it.
Yeah.
So a couple of different things. So these are two of the traditional three sisters, if you've heard about the crops that First Nations peoples used.
Yeah.
So what's amazing about beans, now these are pole beans, the kind that grow on a vine, not bush beans, but you can actually grow pole beans up a corn stalk.
What?
So this basically provides the structure that the bean climbs up, and corn grows faster than beans, so you can get it going earlier. And the cool thing that beans do for corn is a grass plant, which we don't think about.
No.
But grass, we need a lot of nitrogen. And what beans do is they can actually pull nitrogen out of the air and put it in the soil. So they feed the corn, and then the corn gives something for it to grow up.
Oh my gosh, that's like the most beautiful relationship.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And that's something, Indigenous people for millennia have been taking advantage of that.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, what about a foe? What don't we want to grow with something like beans?
Beets.
Oh, okay.
So beans and beets, not good.
So if they sound the same, they might be enemies.
Yeah, right, that's right. So it's kind of the opposite effect for corn, where the nitrogen that the beans put in the soil is not helpful, because what'll happen is the tops are gonna grow amazing. You're gonna have tons of leafy greens, but the roots are gonna be really small.
Oh, okay.
So we don't want that much nitrogen in the soil where we're growing beets, so the beans are not helping the beets grow.
Got it. So beans and corn, yes, beets, beat it. Get out of here.
Out of here with the beets.
I'm full of puns today, apparently. I apologize.
I love
All right,
it. I love
next up, we're talking, this is one of my favorite vegetables. We're talking kale and peppers.
That's right. What do you think? Kale, peppers, friend or foe?
Oh, we've got a lot. Oh, foes immediately.
Oh, okay.
I'm feeling foe. We got a couple friends, but what is it?
Okay, these are foes.
Ooh,
so
nicely
you're
done.
right. So kale, which is part of the brassica family, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, they like growing in soil that has a neutral pH. So in a lot of places here in Ontario, you can grow amazing brassicas. Peppers, on the other hand, they're the same family as our potatoes and tomatoes. They like acidic soil. So it's not that they harm each other, but they don't like growing in the same spot. So in a spot where you have really good results with kale, peppers probably aren't going to be as happy, and vice versa. So it's just different soils. They don't want to be in the same place. So, and it's not something you can fix. So the acidity, you have that for your peppers, that's good. You don't want to fix that because it'll negatively impact your kale. So just put them in different ends of the garden.
Okay, right on. So if we wanted something that went well with one of these babies, a friend, if you will, what would we do?
We're looking at dill.
Okay.
So dill works really well with kale because, and any brassica, both in cooking. So a lot of times we're going to use this in salads, even the dill seeds you can use in combination.
Yeah.
But what it also does is the flowers on dill attract tons of good insects. And kale, very common problem, are cabbage loopers, are these little green caterpillars. Very common problem. This will attract bugs that will eat them.
Nice.
So that's a really helpful thing, but let it go to flower.
Okay.
That's an important thing. Same idea with the basil. Don't harvest it all. Let it go to flower, brings in the good bugs.
Also, a dill flower, beautiful. And then you get seeds for next year, too.
Absolutely.
Free dill, fantastic. And now finally, this one honestly looks delicious, but I'm excited to know if they're friends or foes. We're talking onions and asparagus. What do we think, audience? Foe? Okay, it is overwhelmingly foe.
Couple friends.
How is it?
The foes have it.
Nicely done. Yeah.
Good job. I think there were three out of four on the guesses. That was really good. So yeah, onions and asparagus, not good in combination because onions, they release kind of natural toxin into the soil that helps them outcompete other plants. So a lot of times we won't see a lot of weeds where we grow our onions because of that reason. But it doesn't help our asparagus. So what'll happen is it stunts the growth on the asparagus and it affects the flavor. So we don't want to put these side by side. And oftentimes with onions, we're going to have a specific spot in the garden where we'll replant those year after year.
Because of that.
Exactly, because of that toxin in the soil. So it takes a while to get out of the soil later. So have a patch for your onions is a good idea.
All right, now what if we wanted to plant something in that patch with the onions?
Yeah, so we are going to have garlic.
Nice, yeah.
So garlic and onions, these are both alliums in the same family, so they like the same kind of conditions. And actually that natural toxin helps each other. So these inhibit weed growth around them even better when they're in combination than if they were just by themselves. So these work really well together. They like the same kind of soil and they help each other grow and outcompete all the bad weeds.
And they start most delicious recipes.
I know, right?
Onion and garlic, what a delight. Owen, fantastic job. It's been so nice seeing you every day.
Absolutely, it's been a
Our
great week.
gardens are gonna be tip-top this year.
I hope so.
We've learned so much, it's been great. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.